You know, when you first bring a baby home, it's terrifying. You have no idea what to do. So a lot of the moms coming in here don't have a support network like we do with moms or aunts or anybody. And fortunately, I mean, for me, I had a mom I could call and an aunt I could call. A lot of the women we help don't have that.
I help out at the front desk. I'm doing case management with one parent. I'm teaching a class today on screen time. So today we're going to be talking about screen time, which, so does anyone know what screen time is?
What's the hardest part so far?
Of this? I was here Wednesday and we seen a middle schooler come in and I was just like, whoa. I think, just...
Explain what that means.
She handed me the badge because she didn't have an ID and it was a middle school badge and I was like, oh wow. So yeah, she was a parent, a Treehouse mom. The middle schooler was a Treehouse mom. And I was just like, oh wow, a lot of middle schoolers. And then she had support, so that was good. But a lot of middle schoolers would probably go the alternative route, I believe. So.
When I interview a mom, the decision has been made that they are keeping this child, and we just try to support her through her journey after that. We have hospitals now that we get to work with. Schools are starting to partner with us. For instance, there is a school really close to here. It's a high school. When we went and visited them maybe 3 years ago, there were 50 high school students a year getting pregnant.
Wichita for decades was the abortion capital of the world because we had a physician who was prolific in the number of abortions that he did. So the Summer of Mercy came back for the repeat Summer of Mercy in 2001, and they picketed right next to St. George Orthodox Christian Cathedral. The protesters were a bit aggressive at times. I didn't want my young children to see that graphic hatefulness. That's not the way we treat people, and that's not the way we impact change in our community. The Treehouse is a safe place, and it's a place without judgment.
The reason I love the Treehouse is I feel like it is prevention and it is crisis driven at the same time. So I feel like that because we provide a basic need, formula, diapers, clothing, and we also do the prevention side of education.
Have you ever encouraged other moms to come here?
Yes.
What do you tell them?
So just come over here. I mean, sometimes we are really, really busy and with the same routine at home. And I mean, there's a lot of different things that they can do here. They can learn. One of the things that they can learn about different ages, different stages that they have with their kids. They can meet new people. They can make friends. And they're always welcome no matter what.
How many kids do you have?
I have 5 kids.
5 kids?
Yes.
It's about giving hope, and then not only just providing hope for people, but giving them the skill set or the tools in their toolbox to create change and make their family unit better, which then stops that cycle of poverty. I mean, for me, that's kind of what it's about.
Do you feel like you've actually seen that cycle broken in some households?
I definitely have seen them on their way to breaking that cycle. It's a very long process.
I was referred to the Treehouse when I found out I was pregnant with my 3rd child. It was an unexpected pregnancy. I was married, but we were having financial difficulty at the time. It was just a really trying time. I found out later, after my child was born, that my child was born with Down syndrome, which caused even more financial stress on the family. And so the Treehouse has been a really saving grace for our family to be able to give us a lot of support, especially emotionally, to relieve stress in a lot of different areas of our household. Even though I'm married, and even though we weren't taking precautions for, whatever, prevention of pregnancy, it was still unplanned. It was unplanned, and then we had special needs, and we had the option to terminate. And married couples do that. Married couples terminate. I mean, they do. So, I mean, and then we didn't have the medical help. I didn't have insurance. So I was referred to the Treehouse through Choices Medical Clinic. I went there for a pregnancy test because I didn't have health insurance. My husband and I are self-employed, and I had to prove my pregnancy because I was going to a cash-only clinic, and they wouldn't give me prenatal care. So that was a difficulty. And so then I was just going mainly for medical reasons to try to take care of myself prenatally as best as I could. And I kind of just forgot about the Treehouse. I found the paper literally about 2 months before I was supposed to deliver. And they said, oh, you can go here for a layette. And I thought, oh, well, that's great. I didn't really think much of it. So when I was going to go get my layette, they said, oh, you can go take some classes to help with your layette, so you don't have to spend money doing that. So once I started taking the classes, I found it was a great resource on top of everything else that I was going to do.
So for us, the layette is the program that kind of helps a mom get started, so she doesn't have to worry about all those basic things that she's going to need when she brings her baby home from the hospital. She'll already have them. It's just a worry, and then the children actually need it. So it meets a need for women who are just having a baby.
We went around town and we started visiting various agencies, pregnancy crisis centers. There was a home for unwed mothers. And we began to identify, after talking with people in that area of ministry, a gap that existed, that there were places that cared for pregnant women who had problems and so on. There were some homes for unwed mothers, but where they were really lacking was in the area of supply and ministry to women after they had given birth to their babies. We have undertaken something in the name of the Orthodox Church to give back to this city, to meet needs in this town where our people have thrived and prospered now for 125 years. So we're an integral part of the community, but here we are as the Orthodox Church doing something for the general population, not just serving our own needs.
We are standing in the Learning Center, which was funded through the Women of Wichita, and moms are able to come in here and write resumes, check email, communicate with teachers, and they also watch videos and complete homework to earn incentives from the Treehouse.
So currently we have a 13-year-old who was pregnant by a 12-year-old. And I say that not just because that's a tough situation, but mom comes in with the 13-year-old and mom is angry. She's upset, so we have to also serve her because she has some needs that need to be met.
So, you know, one of the big elephants in the room we got to talk about too is, you know, the date. Right? Today's April 4th. Right? April 4th would be just about the time, right?
Yeah.